Hi everybody, that's the Football Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, the Hut, and here we are back here at the Football Hut. I need you to subscribe and like the video and let me know what you think about it. We're talking about the New York Giants as we get close to training camp. That'll be on July 17th, I believe, and it's going to be an interesting season when the Giants hit the field for the first time in Week 1. But as you know, Daniel Jones signed a massive contract in this offseason. And he had the regular rookie contract. The Giants didn't pick him up for the last year. He played the last year on a contract. He had a good year to where he got the team to the postseason for the first time in a long time. And here we are talking about him this year. And he has a ton of pressure on him. Probably the most pressure he's had since over the last few years, because the team is trying to get really good with the new regime in place now in their second year with Joe Schoen haven't been the general manager for a year. Brian Daboll's not a rookie coach anymore. So we have Daniel Jones has gotten a major commitment from the Giants over the next 4 years. He's got a lot of pressure on him. Now, the thing is the Giants really worked hard to give him a lot of weapons this offseason. They brought in the big tight end, Darren Waller. They brought in some wide receivers, in particular Jalen Hyatt from the draft. We're waiting on Saquon Barkley re-signing with the Giants. Hopefully we'll get news on that before we hit training camp. We do not want to see him coming in after they start their quest for a successful season in a couple of weeks. We don't want that to happen. Keep our fingers crossed. But here's from Sportsnot.com. New York Giants quarterback Daniel Jones facing tons of pressure heading into the 2023 season. And New York Giants quarterback Daniel Jones is being viewed vastly differently heading into this season as opposed to last year. At the same time a year ago, many were predicting that it would only be a matter of time before Tyrod Taylor supplanted him as the starter. Now, Taylor might not have a job. He might be losing it to Tommy DeVito, who the Giants signed as an unsigned, undrafted player from Syracuse. Now, with the start of training camp just a few weeks away, some are viewing Jones as a top 10 quarterback. Based on the 4-year, $160 million contract Jones received this offseason, the Giants brass are expecting him to perform as an elite quarterback. Jones' first 3 seasons in the league were disappointing, to say the least. The former Duke standout was turnover-prone as well as injury-prone. From 2019 to 21, Jones started 37 games and committed 49 turnovers. During that same span, he missed 10 games due to various injuries. Due to these reasons, New York decided not to exercise his 5th-year option in April 2022, which left a cloud of uncertainty hanging over his career. Now, before we continue, please subscribe and like the video. Fortunately for Jones and the Giants, the arrival of head coach Brian Daboll would change the trajectory of Jones' career. Following a fourth-quarter end-zone interception Week 1 against the Tennessee Titans, Daboll was seen on the sidelines ripping into his quarterback. The tongue lashing seemed to have lit a spark in the fourth-year pro as he helped engineer a game-winning drive on the next series to help New York come away with a 21-20 victory. From there on out, Jones played mistake-free football as he only turned the ball over 8 times all season. He would set career highs in passing yards, completion percentage, rushing yards, and rushing touchdowns. More importantly, he led the team to their first winning record since 2016, and their 31-24 victory over the Minnesota Vikings in the wildcard round was the franchise's first playoff win since Super Bowl 46. After overachieving last season, more is expected from the Giants and the 26-year-old quarterback this season. Although he set career highs in many categories, his numbers by today's NFL standards were average or below average, particularly his 15 touchdowns. These are the reasons many felt that he did not warrant a lucrative contract. With one of the toughest schedules in the NFL, it's imperative that Jones continues to improve. The team is going to make it back to the postseason in 2023. The biggest area Jones needs to improve in is pushing the ball downfield. Last season, he tied Matt Ryan for the league's worst average depth per target at 6.5 yards. The inability to stretch the field and create quick scoring opportunities contribute to the team being 2-6 against teams who qualified for the playoffs in 2022. General Manager Joe Schoen saw this glaring weakness, which is why he spent the offseason acquiring playmakers with speed. First, he signed free agent receiver Paris Campbell, traded for tight end Darren Waller, and then selected Tennessee wideout Jalen Hyatt and the 73rd overall pick, with the 73rd overall pick in the draft. With the added offensive playmakers at his disposal, Jones will be expected to perform at a much higher level than last year. In fact, if the team is unable to resolve its contract dispute with Saquon Barkley, Jones will be asked to carry the team. It's hard to envision New York's offense being productive without their most dynamic playmaker, but that would be their fate if Barkley decides to hold out. We don't want that to happen. That's the worst case scenario. This would put the onus on Jones to play like a top 10 quarterback and carry the team on his back. Some may see this as a daunting task since the team still doesn't have a true number one wideout. But based on how Jones has carried himself during his career, he'll see this as an opportunity to prove his doubters wrong. With the Giants facing 5 playoff teams from a season ago in the first 6 weeks, it won't take long for us to see if Jones is taking the next step in his progression, or for him to resort to his old ways and for people to assume that last season was just an aberration. It goes without question that few players around the league are under more pressure heading into the 2023 season than Daniel Jones. So Daniel Jones, like I said, he's got a lot on his shoulders. And that's why it's so important that the Giants re-sign Barkley. Because Barkley, the offense that the Giants have is designed with the intent of having Saquon Barkley in that backfield. That's why the Giants drafted John Michael Schmitz at center, because he's very strong on the run, and that's his big strength as a player. That's why it's so important that they re-sign Barkley, come to an agreement with him for this season, because it just is, because then it opens up the offense in terms of going long. So if you are a team that has a running game, then and there's protection finally for Jones. Jones can throw to his left, he can throw to his right, and go back in the pocket, and throw to an open receiver like Jalen Hyatt. I've seen him when he played for Tennessee. He's one of the fastest runners, one of the fastest receivers you've ever seen. And if you have not seen him and you're a Giants fan, you're going to be very excited to see him downfield. He's not a big guy, but boy, is he fast, and he is tough to catch. Well, keep our fingers crossed that Barkley resigns, and of course, you let me know what you think about Daniel Jones. And of course, please subscribe to Football Hut. Thank you, and I'll see you later.